Hey guys, welcome back to Luke's Goldies. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I clean my tanks. I get a lot of questions asking me how I keep my tanks so clean, and there's a number of things that go into it. And also there's also two things you have to consider when you talk about a tank being clean. There's aesthetically being clean; it looks clean to the human eye, which really is not important. It's just for sights, just for the view of it. There's also cleanliness in terms of the water quality and health for the goldfish. So I'm going to address both of those today, and I'm going to show you what I do to keep my tanks looking good for myself and healthy for the goldfish. But as you can see right now, my tanks, they're looking a little dirty. I haven't cleaned out my filter paddings in a good couple weeks, my filter sponges in a good couple weeks, and I really haven't scrubbed the glass in many weeks. It's been maybe like 5, 6, 7 weeks since I've actually gone and scrubbed the glass. So I'm going to do both of those. I'm also going to do a little water change and show you guys how I do it. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is I like to clean the glass. So I have this little tool right here. It's basically like a little extending stick with a little sponge on the end. And I just go around and I scrub all the algae off the inside of the glass. Now the thing is, you don't need to do this. You never need to do this. Algae will grow on the glass, even if your nitrates are pretty low and you don't have that much light. Eventually algae will grow on the glass, but this is purely for aesthetics. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to, and your goldfish will be perfectly fine. I just like to do this because I think aesthetically it looks pretty good. Goldfish aren't really going to eat the algae on the glass that much because it's usually not thick enough for that. So basically after I clean the glass, I then get a separate bucket and I fill it with tank water. You want to make sure that you're using tank water for this next step. And then you're going to get the filter paddings and filter media and just kind of wash it in there and try to get any sludge and junk off the filter media, and then also really squeeze the filter paddings and get as much sludge and gunk out of there. And you want to do this in the water from the tank, because if you use water from the tap that has chlorine in it, you're going to kill all the beneficial bacteria in there that's helping keep your tank cycled. I then like to take one of the filter sponges. I leave two behind. I like to take one and then clean that out and put it back in. I like to leave two behind because during this process you're gonna basically destabilize the nitrogen cycle a little bit. You are going to be removing some beneficial bacteria while you're trying to remove all the sludge, and it's good to keep some filters or some sponge filters untouched during this process. I then like to go and clean the sand or gravel, but when I clean the sand, honestly, it doesn't take me that long. There's not that much junk and like poop that gets stuck underneath the sand that I need to clean up, because the sand is pretty fine, so a lot of pieces of poop can't get stuck underneath there. They get sucked by the filter first. This time I only did a pretty small partial water change because I just done a large volume water change before, so I didn't need to do too big of a one for this video. After that, I do like to add a little bit of beneficial bacteria. This is nitrifying bacteria that I'm adding here. The reason I add nitrifying bacteria after a deep clean like this is because, as I said, when you clean out those filter paddings, you are removing some beneficial bacteria. You do want to help replenish that to keep the nitrogen cycle stable. I also like to add this other beneficial bacteria. So this is not nitrifying bacteria, but it does have other types of bacteria in there that help to basically eat up sludge and keep the tank just looking clean overall. So this helps with water clarity and just helps with less tank sludge in your filters and in the gravel or in the sand. So I add really around like 1/5 to 1/10 of a scoop for this 55-gallon tank. I think one scoop's meant for like 500 gallons, so you really don't need to use a lot of this stuff. So after you do this, the water's still going to be a bit murky, as you can see 4 feet through the tank, but if you give it some time, it will clear up. Within a couple hours, it should be crystal clear. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you clean a fish tank. As you can see, the water is still just a tiny bit cloudy, just a tiny bit, but over the next couple hours, it will clear up even a little bit more. Just that I don't want to have my phone time-lapse recording for like multiple hours, because like I need to go to class pretty soon. And I also want to say, I do believe the order in which you do things is important. I do think that you should clean out the filter paddings and clean the glass before you start the water change and before you start cleaning out the gravel, because when you clean the glass, you're gonna get some algae into the water. It's gonna make the water a little dirty. When you clean the filter paddings, it's gonna get some stuff into the water. It's gonna make it dirty. And then finally, when you clean the gravel, it's gonna make it dirty. So you want to do all the stuff that's gonna make the water dirty. You want to do that before you begin changing out the water, because you want to be able to get as much of that junk and crap out of there as you can. But then after you clean out the gravel and you get your water changed out, of course it's still going to be a little dirty, but let those new clean filters run, and within a couple hours it should be nice and clear. I also do like to clean the glass at the end. The reason I like doing it at the end is because during this whole process of cleaning the tank, you're going to spill water on the edge of the glass. So if you want to have the glass be clean at the end of the whole procedure of cleaning the tank, it's best to leave that to the end, because I bet you're going to spill some more tank water on it during the process, and then you'll have to clean it again. Like, necessity wise, you don't need to do, the cleaning on the glass on the inside and the outside if you're just caring about the fish's health. If you're just caring about the fish's health, do the gravel, do the water changes, and then occasionally clean out the filter paddings to get additional sludge out of there. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Really helps me out. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day.